Hi everyone, this is Allie Berry with Pro Mindset Academy. What I really want to talk about today is confusion and decision making. Okay, especially there's a lot of people out there trying to make decisions of what college to go to, or maybe something a little bit sooner of what routine should I be doing, or what sport do I want to do this year? It could be anything. But do you find yourself being one of those people that's like, I'm so horrible at making decisions, or when I just think about it, I just confuse myself anymore or even more, and I don't want to make the wrong decision. And you really get yourself into this mindset of one is going to be the right decision and one is going to be the wrong decision. And you have to figure it out ahead of time. But confusion is an indulgent emotion. So we tend to sit in confusion, and that makes us not take any action at all. All we do in that time is waste energy on thinking about what might be happening or what might not happen or which decision is better and whatever's going on in our mind. So we continue to think about it. We don't actually take any action towards the ultimate goal. And what's happening is our lower brain, it's in charge of saving us and protecting us, and it thinks it's saving us from this negative emotion that we're going to get from picking the wrong choice. Okay, so our lower brain is doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing, and it's like creating this battle with ourselves about, well, what if this is the wrong decision? I don't want you to feel this negative emotion of failure. And so I'm just going to have you not do anything at all, because doing nothing at all is better than failing at whatever it is. But that's not true, right? If we don't, we'll never know what's happening in the future. Okay, so we're never going to be able to know what's coming in the future, but we're also never going to learn from it or find out unless we make the decision and do it. And the more that we waste our time and our energy on sitting in this confusion, the more that we're just not taking action on those goals that we actually want. So I really want to challenge you to do this. Start on small decisions and start making decisions quickly. I'll tell you a little trick how, but start making decisions quickly so that you can build the trust with yourself that you're going to make a decision and that it's going to be okay. And that you don't have to sit and waste time and energy and exhaust yourself. I mean, think about the last time that you were making this big decision and you just probably felt exhausted trying to think about what are all these pros and cons. And I'm not saying don't make a list ever. Don't like map it out. Just when you sit and consider and always, I mean, sometimes it's a months and months of processing, right? When if you made that decision, then you'd be able to move forward on taking action towards that. So our life in general, it's going to be the human experience, which is 50% positive, 50% negative. Just in general, that's the reality, right? There are going to be some negative things, there are going to be some positive things. And either path that you take, whatever you're deciding between, that's the human experience. There's going to be good and bad, okay? So think that either decision that you have made is going to turn out perfectly, okay? Everything is going to be perfect and you're going to have good and bad with both. And close your eyes and give yourself 10 seconds and think that if everything turned out perfectly, which one would you choose? Let me give a few more examples. Let's think about a routine. Maybe you can't decide which passes you want to do in your routine, or maybe you can't decide, like I said, which sport you want to do in the fall. You like two different fall sports, or anything to that extent, okay? So you're trying to decide which one that you want to do, and imagine that it all turned out the same. Like if we were talking a routine, let's say you got the exact same score, the exact same outcome, and everything happened the way it was supposed to happen. Okay, if you got the same score, which routine do you picture yourself doing? Which routine would you want to be doing without being determined on these results that we don't actually know? We're not going to know the results. And that's what our lower brain's afraid of. Our lower brain doesn't like that we don't know and is trying to save us, right? And so by saving us, it's making us constantly waste our time on these things when we know the answer already. We already know what we want the answer to be. So if you saw yourself doing two different routines with the exact same outcome, which routine would you want to pick? Start with simple things. I mean, maybe it's choosing a present for a friend. Okay, if you got your friend a present because you want them to like it so much, right? Typically, and then we just sit and we're like, oh, but what if they like this one more? What about this? What about this? And we build this confusion around it, and we typically make it even more confusing for ourselves, which is more exhausting. Start with those little things. Make that decision, stick with the decision, and then you have your own back. Then you're like, oh yeah, I know how to make decisions. I already did that. So then when it does come to the bigger decisions, now one, you can trust yourself to make the right decision, right? Your brain is like, oh yeah, you know how to make decisions. You know how to do this. And you can trust that both experiences are going to be perfect no matter what, however you want them to be. And that both experiences are going to give you the human experience, right? There's going to be positive, there's going to be negative. Just remember that making the choice is going to create the time and the energy into taking action towards your goal, when sitting in confusion and questioning is going to lead to inaction and not working towards anything. And our lower brain is going to convince us that that's better. But it's not, right? We always want to be working towards these goals. The more that we're able to take action, the more likely we're going to be able to reach the results that we want. So tell your brain that, right? No, doing nothing is not going to be helpful for me. Making this decision and then putting all my time and energy into doing the things that are going to help me reach the goal is how I want to spend my time. So the next time you catch yourself confusing yourself, take 10 seconds, close your eyes, imagine that both of them are perfect, make a decision, follow through. Continue to do that with small things every day and build that up. And then when it comes to those big decisions, you know that you can trust yourself and that you don't have to question yourself, and you're going to be able to spend a lot more time and energy on those things that you actually want to be doing. All right. Have an awesome day. It was so nice talking with all of you, and I will see you next week. Bye.